it's time for Yinz Guys
Hey,
RC.
Yinz Guys, welcome to another episode of Yinz Guys RC. This week we've got an interview with Harold Vocker, the owner, creator, and administrator of Facebook group RC Helicopters and Planes, and a toolbox tech involving programming your DX8 for dual motors. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hey Yinz Guys, welcome to another edition of Toolbox Tech. And what we're going to look at today is programming the Spectrum DX8 for dual electric motors with differential throttle. It's pretty simple. You just first want to bring up a new model and go to your switch select. And since I'm going to plug the second motor into the gear, we want to make sure that's inhibited. And that's really the only change you have to make from here. So then we'll go back to the main screen and we'll go into our programming mode. And the first thing we're going to do is go to mixing. Now our first mix number 1, quite simple. We're going to mix throttle into the gear. So if you watch this, make our rate 100%. And 100% this way. So now the gear channel, which will have our second ESC and second motor, follows the throttle. So that's our first mix, and that mix gives us our twin engines. Now, on to the second mix. It is going to be rudder into throttle at a rate of 100%. Or it might be minus 100, I'll have to look at it here. There we go. Okay, there's our second mix, and our third mix is the same as our last mix, except it is rudder into gear at a minus 100 mix, I believe. Now, so if we bring our throttle up to about 50% and we give right rudder, left rudder, and it works at all levels, and that is your simple 3-part mix for doing dual motors . Alright, Yinz Guys, I'm here with Harold Vocker tonight. Harold, where are you from?
Actually, St. Louis, Missouri. Born and almost raised there. We lived down in Louisiana for a while, and then I lived out in California. And then, you know, there's no place like home, so I had to click my heels, and here I am back in the Midwest.
There you go. So, how long have you been flying?
Actually, I started when I was a teenager, when the old Cox airplanes with the 049, with the string, control line.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, those were really neat. I think my first one was a P40, the Flying Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty neat. I was hooked after that, and then not too long ago, I was at the mall and I saw a coax flying around. This guy was out in the center area flying around. I was like, God, that's really neat. Never really flown helicopters before, just planes.
Yeah.
And right then I was hooked watching it. And it was I think it was a 9053 Volitation.
Okay.
Pretty good size, like 450 size coax, 3-channel. It was pretty neat, but I really got discouraged with it pretty quick because you go outside, the slightest breeze, it just wouldn't fly against the slightest breeze.
Yeah.
And then I started looking at mods, how you can modify the blades and all that. Nothing really worked, so I decided to go straight from a coax to a 6-channel, which was a big mistake. Mistake.
What was your 6-channel?
An Exceed G2 Raptor, which is like a 400 class.
Right.
I got it from X-Heli. And that was a neat little helicopter, but I'll tell you what, I really didn't understand the transmitters very well and, the controls, because the 6-channel has the idle up and the brake, and it's got the V1, V2 knobs, and, it's got all the stuff on there, and I'm giving it gas, and nothing's happening, right? Blade's not spinning up. I got the little crash kit on, my little training gear, and all of a sudden, man, I hit that idle up switch, and boom,
yeah.
Wasted it. So after that, I rebuilt it, and then I crashed a few more times learning, but I finally got to where I could hover pretty good, go through the basics.
Right.
Then I think after that I got a Dynam Razor 450, again from XLA. And pretty nice little helicopter. It's a good beginner. It's not nothing expensive. If it crashes, you're not looking at a whole lot of money to get it fixed. They say it's a good beginner heli to learn with, which I have found the little micro helis, they're really hard to control for a first time learner, but they take the damage.
Yeah, that's my opinion too. Stuff like the MCPX and the Blade Nano are just too twitchy for a first timer.
Right. Yeah, they're good. Once you want to get into 3D, they're good to practice 3D with, because I don't think you want to take your 450 or whatever heli you got out there and try to practice 3D, because unless you're a natural beginner, I don't think I've seen anybody for the first time practice 3D on their heli and not crash.
Oh, I agree.
So it just goes along with the territory.
So are you more of a helicopter guy or an airplane guy now?
No, actually both. I've got Warbirds, and I've got a biplane, a Waco. I've got EDFs. I've got basically everything you can fly. I got a little quad I play around with. And I guess I started RC helicopters and planes about a little over a year ago. I think in February, and when I hit 1,000 members, which was less than a month ago, I decided to do a contest for some free LED lights, just to show my appreciation for everybody in the group. It's a great bunch of guys, just like a couple of the other clubs, like yours. There's 2 of them. The ones that you're in, I like. There's a lot of good helpful information.
Oh yeah.
Someone needs help with their heli. Normally, someone out there knows or has that heli and can help them.
Well, that's the beauty of the internet. We can all network together.
Right. Yeah, it's great. But since I did the contest, we went to 1,455 members.
Wow.
That's like extremely. I still can't get over it. It's like, wow. Just like what you said, you took the words right out of my mouth. So yeah, it's really great. You know, I basically started the club as a forum for guys like me and you, beginners, whatever. They need help. You know, that's the biggest thing. When I first started getting into the helicopters, I really didn't know. You know, I'd be looking on YouTube, a lot of helpful videos on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
You know, show you how to do anything you want, really. So I decided to go ahead and start RC Helicopters and Planes just to help people out, you know, because there's guys that's in the group that's knows a lot more than I do even. So I use that as a library, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
A data bank. Someone needs help, someone's gonna be able to have the answer. So
yeah, that works out great. So if you had to pick one heli to fly, what would it be?
What's that again?
If you could only pick one heli, what would it be? What's your favorite heli?
Oh, size or just brand?
A particular model, yeah.
Well, Goblin has to be the number one choice for me.
Yeah.
And I would probably go with a 700.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of videos with them in action. Tarek Asaldi, Tarek, he's awesome. And there's a couple other guys that are really good to watch.
Kyle Stacy.
That heli's amazing.
Sure is.
And I used to think T-Rex was top of the line.
Yeah.
You know, oh boy, I gotta get a T-Rex, until you see the Goblin. Well, there's other ones out there too. The Rush 750's nice.
All right.
Gowie makes some good ones. Blades even come along and revamp their heli line.
Oh, that Blade 700 is one heck of a helicopter.
I've heard guys say they like that better than the T-Rex.
All right, same question regarding airplanes. What's your favorite plane?
Now I'd have to go with the Corsair.
Yeah?
Phil Vasquez will give me a thumbs up on that one.
I like Corsairs too.
Yeah,
Now,
they're my favorite.
Are you an electric guy, nitro, gasoline?
I prefer electric. It's not as messy. You don't have to buy starters and mess with fuel and
Right.
And the gas motors are a little pricey.
Yeah.
So if you've got the pocketbook for it, I think mainly it's the mess. They're a little messy, especially for the helis.
What do you think about jets? Turbines, EDFs?
On EDFs? What I think about the turbines on them?
No, compare and contrast. Turbines or EDFs, what do you like better?
Oh, I prefer the ducted fan.
Yeah.
EDF. That's what I'm used to.
Me too.
And that's what a lot of planes, a lot of your jets, they'll come with the ducted fan. 64 millimeters, 70. Is usually about the norm.
Right.
You can knock them up though.
I don't think I could take $5,000 and spend it on a turbine, and then another $10,000 in an airframe, and another $5,000 in electronics, and ever put it in the sky.
I've got a Corsair behind me. It's a big kit, and it's actually a friend of mine's. And I told him, I says, I can't really start putting it together for you until you give me the hardware.
Right.
The landing gear and all that stuff, because there's a process to go when you build those kits. It's a process. Certain things have to be done at certain times, and if you don't have that item, then you can't really initiate the build.
Right. What is it? A top flight kit?
I don't remember. Hold on.
Sure.
I don't remember where he got it from, but I believe he got it. If I'm not mistaken, it's heli, but it's a wood kit, and that's the size of the fuselage right there. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, that looks like about a 60 size.
Yeah. It's wood. Let's see.
CMP maybe?
1920 millimeter. But it doesn't really tell me. I think it's XL.
Right.
He got that like over a year ago. So.
Cool. I like your shirt.
Yeah, Bazinga.
I'm a big Bang Theory fan.
Yeah, that's a great show. Yeah, me and my wife like to watch that. It's usually a ritual. We watch that, and then we usually go to bed.
There you go. So where do you fly?
Anywhere I can. No, there's a few local fields around here by Belleville. Belleville, Illinois is where I live, right across the river from St. Louis.
Okay.
There's Belleville RC Flyers. There's actually, what I really like is about not even a mile from my house down the road is a private airfield. You know, Cessnas and Cubs and stuff. And I went over there one day and started talking with them fellas. They were out there messing with their planes, and they said, "Oh yeah, anytime you want to come fly here, just feel free." And the place is, there's usually nothing never going on. There's hangars there, but there's a huge area where you can fly your plane. It's perfect. And you know, I got an AMA license. You know, in case something happens, you got to have AMA.
Oh sure.
Especially new pilots that go flying somewhere. If you don't know how to fly your plane, you crashed into somebody's car or something like that, you better hope you got AMA, because that'll help pay for the damage.
I read a lot on this. It was a quad forum for, you know, multi-rotors, and people are trying to get their multi-rotors covered under their homeowners. They're crazy.
Really?
Yeah. You know, for $60 a year, the AMA gives you $2.5 million in liability coverage, $10,000 in medical coverage, and $1,000 in theft coverage.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna beat that.
That's one of the biggest reasons why I highly recommend anybody that flies, even if it's just, you know, recreational novice, someone that really just does it part-time or
Right.
Yeah, I like to go whenever I can, so it benefits me even more.
Sure.
Even for experienced pilots, get a servo go out or something happened to your plane, mechanical problem, and you crash into somebody's car or somebody, you know, anything can happen. Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will.
Absolutely. And we'll call this Rebus's Law. Things do not get better in the air.
That's right. Yeah.
I always tell people, I say, if you even have a hint that something is off on the ground, don't put it in the air, because it's only going to get amplified and be worse.
Yeah, pre-flight checks.
Yes, absolutely.
Always do your pre. It only takes a couple minutes to go over your screws and make sure everything's tight.
Yep, pre-flight and post-flight. After you come down, look the airplane over.
Exactly. Yep.
Make sure nothing's missing, like half of a tail or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen that happen.
You would probably notice that.
Well, I saw a guy lose half of his horizontal stab and still came down okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of plane was it?
What?
What kind of plane was he flying?
It was an Edge 540.
Ah. Yeah, those are nice planes.
Oh, yeah.
The bodies, the way it's designed is probably what saved him.
Yeah. I've seen a video of a guy who lost an entire wing and brought his plane down knife edge and then rolled at the last second and landed. I wish I had those skills, because 3 years ago, I lost the wing on a 50cc extra, and buddy, it was gone.
I bet. Yeah, usually when you're flying on, there's no flying on one wing.
No.
That's a lit.
It was doing the corkscrew, man.
He probably just got crazy lucky.
Yeah.
That's like that movie I saw the other day with Flight, I think it was, with Denzel Washington.
Oh, yeah, I love that movie.
Where he inverts that plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
And very light.
CGI, I tell you.
Yeah. All right, well, we're about out of time. Tell me again the name of your group, RC Helicopters and Planes?
RC Helicopters and Planes, yep.
Cool.
All are welcome.
Well, I'll tell our members to take a look at it and hopefully join. And Harold, I want to thank you for your time, and I hope you'll come back on again.
Sure thing, Paul, anytime.
Hey, Yinz guys, thanks for staying with me for another show. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends about it. And if anybody out there would like to be a guest on the show, just email me, yinzguysrc@gmail.com. I don't care if you're a sponsored pilot or if you started flying last week. It's the people in this hobby that make it great, and I want to talk to you. So until I see you again, keep them flying.
Thanks for watching. Get out of here.